keep on making, yes, you keep on making, make it alright. You keep on making, yes, you keep on making, make it alright, alright.
Hey, y'all, listen, happy Saturday. I'm glad to see y'all out there. Hold on one second. I'm typing something. Listen, I'm glad to see y'all out there spending your Saturday with me. Marissa, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Oh my God, much love. You touched my heart for 2025. Never miss a show. I appreciate you. Love you back, okay? Thank you so much. It's what a beautiful message. And I know a lot of y'all hang out with me all the time. Listen, nothing but love, okay? Love. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Listen, it's Saturday night. It's Saturday night. I know it's late, but I had to event my house and I had to clean up a little bit, okay? Before I came on this live, I had to clean up at the event because you got to wash the dishes, whatever. But I had a really, really nice event, okay? Lakeisha, I love you too. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Listen, we got stuff to talk about. I'm glad you're hanging out with me. This trending topics, and the title is called This is Wild. This is wild. Okay. So this chef, he quits. He ends up quitting because he got into a back and forth with a social media influencer. I don't know how I feel about influencers going to different restaurants and kind of like recapping how they felt about the food. Listen, there are foods that I just don't like, and everybody doesn't have the same palate. I could maybe understand if you're going to review the service, because good service should be good service, right? Point blank in a period. But because I didn't like maybe the lasagna, doesn't mean that the next person that comes there won't love it, right? So anyway, she went to this chef's restaurant. It was a hamburger spot. She didn't really slam it, but she said, listen, it wasn't great. It wasn't for me. Wasn't my cup of tea. The chef lost his mind. He starts going under her post, saying a whole bunch of things. Next thing you know, he's fired, or he quit. I don't know, 3 of his own restaurants. And he said he made a point. So that's why we got to talk about this. He made a point. He said, why is it fair that she can come to my restaurant and talk about me, but if I go to her social media and talk about her, then it's an issue? Is not all fair game? What is that saying? It's all fair in love and war, or something like that. So we're going to talk about that. I find it interesting, but I also think it's sad how now it's like a zero tolerance rule. It's like one incident and boom, you're gone. I don't think life should be like that either. Right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this famous chef, and now he's out of 3 his restaurants. So we're going to have a discussion about that. And then I'm not a big food truck chick, okay? I grew up in the Bronx, and yes, I will tell you, I don't eat meat now, but I wasn't a vegetarian all my life, right? I think I'm going to say I'm 2 years in now, right? It's not the easiest thing in the world. God bless the people. I think anything's easier if you started out like that from birth, right? Because it's all you know. But when you kind of transition into that lifestyle of saying, oh, I'm not going to eat meat, or I'm going to go this, I'm going to go that, and give up certain things that you always ate, it's a little rough. And I don't know, for me, it's a little struggle. But I bring that up to say this, that yes, being born and raised in the Bronx, I used to eat from hot dog stands all the time. They used to have it. Listen, if you know, let me know in the chat if you know what I'm trying to say here. They used to have these little trucks on the street that would sell, like they call them slushies or snow cones, right? In the summer, they would have a big block of ice. They would shave the ice and make you a snow cone. They have these liquid syrups, and you can get whatever flavor you want. So my point is, I always ate from food trucks, so to speak. But then as I got older and I thought about the concept, I was like, ugh, where do these people go to the bathroom? Where do they wash their hands? So the idea of a food truck started to gross me out a little bit, right? And so I leaned back from eating off of food trucks. And sometimes there's these food truck festivals. I have been to some, and the food smells absolutely delicious. And have I had some from some? Yes, I have. But I'm not in love with them, and I will not go on a regular basis. So anyway, I bring that up to say that this particular story, it's a halal food truck, right? Halal food truck. And the worker was caught in New York grabbing up a pigeon and going back on his truck. Was he serving the pigeon meat as chicken, lamb? Why did he grab up this pigeon? Yeah, no, somebody caught him on video grabbing up the pigeon, putting the pigeon in a plastic bag, and getting back on the truck. Now, the owners of the truck try to claim, oh no, this, that, blah, blah, blah. The lies. I believe they probably been using pigeons to cook the chicken, the hot dog. Ugh. Yeah, he grabbed up the pigeon. We're going to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. Not a pigeon for a halal truck. I'm trying to tell you. But see, people are stupid. They real stupid these days, especially because of the simple fact that everybody got a camera. You're going to get caught. Yes, you are. You are going to get caught. But he snatched up the pigeon. They talking about, oh, we fired him. No, y'all serving pigeons on that truck. I'm good. I ain't eating out from food trucks in New York, not no more. No, I will not. So we're going to talk about that. And then, with this, the next story, the next story is with this, it's not with a Diddy case, because I had to give myself a Diddy break. But the Diddy situation, I said it before, it happens in every industry. Like every industry. And why am I saying that? Because this woman working in a restaurant, she said that, one of the people in the restaurant, not the owner, one of the people in the restaurant was harassing her on a regular basis. Trying to kiss her, asking her out on dates. And she was trying to be polite and say no and tried to avoid said person. Next thing you know, she got sick. She took 3 days off or tried to, whatever. Anyway, they fired her. They try to say retaliation on these jobs is not real. Retaliation is real. It's very sad, but it's real. And that is why people don't speak up in real time. It's like you doomed either way. You're doomed if you speak up. You're doomed if you don't speak up. But you know what I'm going to say? Speak up. Speak up. Because these wrongdoers has got to stop. Speak up. So now she's suing, and I don't blame her. Not y'all try to harass me, then I tried to speak up, and then I got sick, and now you're going to fire me? We're going to talk about it. And then the last story, and I think I wrote this an express train. I'm trying to make it an express train. But the last story, let me say this. This is from one single mom to another. I understand that mostly all of us want to have some type of companionship, right? Life is fun when you spending it with somebody, especially you spending with somebody you love. Want to go to the movies? You got you a movie buddy. It's like your forever date. What we gonna eat for dinner tonight? Let's watch this show together. You just have fun. Whatever you do, you got a little buddy, you got a partner to have fun with. But here's the struggle for single mothers. When you have children or a child by person A, you and person A break up. Now you want to raise your kids, but you would also like to date. And you get with person B. I just say this. This is Diva Thoughts. This is a message from Diva. And no, I'm not the end all be all. I do not know it all. I'm just giving you a tip that might work for you. If it works, pick it up. If it don't, trash it. Don't bring person B around your kids. Don't have person B babysitting your kids. Get to know person B. Make sure they like and care about you before you bring them around your precious babies. The boyfriend. And Gma, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So the boyfriend is watching, I think, 1-year-old boy. She at work. Your boyfriend is watching him. Next thing you know, he in a coma. Traumatic brain injury. The grandmother said that boy, the boyfriend, beat the little boy like he was a grown man. And he wanted to tell some lies about he was playing with him, swinging him around. He put him on the couch. And then the next thing you know, he fell and he hit his head. And he going to talk about he was still smiling after that. The lies you tell. But to God be the glory, he behind bars. But this poor baby boy has a traumatic brain injury, has been in the hospital for months, because it's your boyfriend. No. Bringing no man around my kids. I don't even know if you like me. And if I don't even know if you like me, you darn sure ain't going to like my kid. You can date without the man ever being in your house with you and your kids. That's why it's important to co-parent with their father. I don't care if the father is paying a nickel, dime, dollar, 50 cents, or $0 at all in child support. Let the kids see their father. And if they want to go every other weekend, woohoo, because that's when you can date. You're like, oh, you want to come get him? Okay, come get him. That's fine. Come get him. And that'll be your time to date. But don't introduce nobody to your kids until you sure. Don't be having them babysit your kids. This poor thing. Been in the hospital for 5 months. Tragic. Beating on a little kid like that. I hope he lives up underneath that jail and never gets out. But y'all know what I need in the chat, because I'm about to bring the people in the building. I need a what, y'all? Come on, give it to me. I need a choo-choo. Thank you, Tay-Tay. All aboard, everybody. It is Saturday night trending topics. We got stuff to talk about. The title is called This Is Wild. We got a chef. He had to quit 3 of his restaurants. Why? Because he got into a back and forth with somebody online. You know what? People need to learn with this social media thing too. Don't let people take you down. You got more to lose. You fighting with somebody who can't see you. You don't know them. Well, maybe they see you, but you don't know them. And you fighting with them online to the point where you lose your jobs, your livelihood. Insane. We got the Pigeon drama, a work lawsuit, and a tragic baby boy incident. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Tay Tay.
Hello.
Hey, Katrina. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Julius. Hey, Savannah.
Hey yo.
Hey Diva. Hey
Hey
Pam. Hey
Hit the
Cat.
like button, y'all. I'm watching. Hit the like button or else we going on strike. Strike for
Thank you.
likes.
Come on, hit the like button, y'all. Thank you, Julius. Okay, so listen, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this story. I'm thank you for being here tonight with me on Saturday night. And the first story we're gonna talk about is this chef that had to quit because he got back and forth. He got upset that someone came to his restaurant, tasted his food. She didn't even go brutal on it because some of them could get brutal when they don't like something. He got into a back and forth with her, and now he don't got a job. It's a hot mess. Let's get into this. So, star San Francisco chef quits restaurants after influencer shares abusive messages he allegedly sent her. So, a well-regarded San Francisco chef is out at all three of his celebrated restaurants after a fashion influencer publicly posted abusive messages he allegedly sent her. Well, you see, he's messy. He's unbelievable is all I could say. So Geoffrey Lee's downfall apparently was sparked last month after content creator Kat Ensign mildly criticized his hamburgers after she ate at one of his restaurants. The San Francisco Standard reported Friday. Lee was the star behind Junai, a 10-year-old Amasaki restaurant that for 5 years was given one Michelin star in the more low-key Ham Roll Project and Hamburger Project, both of which opened in late 2024. That is him there. Effective immediately, Geoffrey Lee is relieved from his role as executive chef at Hamburger Project, Ham Roll Project. In July, the company wrote on Instagram, moving forward, Geoffrey will no longer have any involvement in the operations of these restaurants. We have zero tolerance for the behavior he has exhibited in recent weeks, according to the Post. As a company, we unequivocally condemn all forms of bullying and harassment, whether online or in real life. This behavior is a stark contrast to the values and cultures that we strive to uphold in our businesses. Inside, that's the influencer, this Hamburgers Project food on Instagram and TikTok, and Lee then called her out on social media. Inside took screenshots of the messages and shared in a December 23 post that has more than 100,000 views. She is so weird. This is what he wrote. It seems unstable, Lee said in one missile, screenshots of which have since also been shared on Instagram. She has the most annoying Karen voice, he added, advising her to stop going to the Golden State Warrior games so the team won't lose. Inside says she ate at Hamburger Project on December 10th and posted a mildly negative review, calling the smash burger good but not great and not for me. 2 weeks later, Lee began randomly commenting on her content. It was random things on every post, responding to people's comments. My weight, my appearance, she told the Standard. Nothing about my experience at Hamburger Project. So what he did was he was commenting on her weight, her appearance. So Lee told the Standard he never commented on her looks. Then there's been accusations that I body shamed her, he said. That's entirely fabricated so she can control the narrative. As the backlash intensified, Lee made his social media private, and then his decision to leave all three of his restaurants was made public Friday. I've learned a lesson, Lee said. I shouldn't have replied back. But I don't believe that just because I'm a chef owner, my voice should be silenced. what I was trying to figure out is what makes this influencer accept from my critiques, but she's allowed to come into my house, my restaurant, to criticize my food. Um, I don't necessarily maybe like what he said to her or what she's accusing him of saying to her, but I agree. You can come into my restaurant, but then I can't comment on your post. Tay Tay, what are your thoughts on this story?
Probably she didn't like her hamburger, how she asked for her server how cooked her hamburger was. Well, like well done, mean wear, all that stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
And now you talk about her body shape, and we talk about this person who talk about that lady that she not should not come out what she wear. Last time we talked about the restaurant diva. So you got the question is you got a problem with a woman, my guy. You got a problem with a woman because you say, oh, her voice is annoying. You shouldn't say that on the on YouTube. I mean, the internet. You should have kept it to yourself. Just do what you tell your employees what to do. That's all you gotta do. Just be a manager, be a chef, do your job. That's all, Diva.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, he has to realize there are critics that come to all different types of restaurants, and they critique people food and tell them what was good about it and what was not. And if he wanted to respond back to her instead of doing the things, saying the things that he said, he should have said, uh, "What was wrong with the hamburger, or how can I make it better?"
Yeah.
Instead of doing all the other bull crap that making this made him lose his jobs or whatsoever. Because like you said, everybody's taste is not the same. Because I don't eat food without accent on it, and if I go places, I bring my accent or whatsoever. So everybody's taste is not the same. So what he should have just said, well, thank you, I appreciate your critique, and can you tell me what was wrong, or what way should I go? Something like that, instead of coming out being negative himself, because we see Chime Time and everybody critiquing these restaurants and stuff like that. So that's what he should have did. He should have been in there. He should have asked, said like, "What was wrong with the hamburger? Can you tell me, what your perspective of it, or can I make it better, or something like that?" And that would have saved his restaurant, with saved his job, saved his restaurant, and he could have went from there. Because, like you said, everybody don't like everybody cooking, and that would have saved him from a whole lot of trouble than what he got himself into. But that's all I got.
No, you know what, you're making a good point. He should have said, how can I make this the it better? What was wrong? What are your thoughts? Yeah. I mean, now he destroyed his livelihood. Savannah, your thoughts?
The internet is the greatest, worst invention that was ever made to assist human beings. It is something that is unpatrolled, uncensored, unfiltered. It is just one where anyone can be anyone, anyone can say anything. You hide behind a keyboard and you can be mean, be nasty, and think that you will suffer no consequences. Uh, I think this chef here, if that was her um, original comment, I don't think there was anything wrong. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I have been to Hell's Kitchen, and there's some items in there that I'm not a fan of, and I love Gordon Ramsay, and not for him being crude or rude or nasty. I'm constantly watching. Hell's Kitchen or Master Chef or Kitchen Nightmares, but it's because he demands standards, and I can appreciate that. This chef felt that he was able to be a bully and not suffer for not have any consequences, because a lot of people in power do that, and they get away with it. So uh,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. I'm glad the company took the stance that they took, but I don't think he really honestly learned anything from his behavior, and he'll probably just go somewhere where this type of where his attitude and his views and beliefs are tolerated. So I'm glad it was exposed, and that we, as because every customer is a critic, and because we all can go on a site and on Yelp or other sites, and put our opinions in, or inform others of our experience, whether it was good or bad. I do it all the time. So, and when I go to a new restaurant, I do read Yelp reviews because I need to know where I'm at. So it's I'm glad it was exposed.
Yeah. Y'all are making some really good points. You right. People do Yelp reviews. Um, he lost it. He lost it, and he lost big. All she said was that it really wasn't. She said it wasn't that great. She didn't say it was horrible. She said it wasn't that great, and it just wasn't for me. And he lost his natural mind. I don't know. She must have tagged the restaurant when she wrote the review, because I in my mind is like, how else would he have known? Julius, your thoughts?
She probably did tag the restaurant and that set him over the edge, but still. You conduct yourself in a personal manner.
Mm-hmm.
You keep your cool so that way your coin doesn't be stopped. That's how these things go. Now, if a person came personally and attacked you, well, then that's something different. You could do the return energy, then the clap back. But if they didn't, and if it was just a general tag and say, this wasn't for me, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't for me, and they kept it moving, then guess what? That's water underneath the rug. Just say, oh, well, I could just improve it this way, that way, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No need to be on the rah rah 24/7, because that's how your peace can be impeded. And for 2025, we need to work on our peace not being impeded.
That part. Thank you, Julius. Wayne, your thoughts?
Oh, there you go. This just, in my opinion, seems like arrogance.
Mm.
And how they do chefs sometimes. You know, you're gonna put salt on my food. Or you you don't like my food or whatever, and he couldn't take it.
Mm.
The best thing he could have done, if he was going, he had an issue with the comment. He shouldn't have done it on a platform where other people see it. He should have just DM'd her directly or whatever. Says, like, somebody just said, hey, I'm sorry that, your food was, is there anything I can do or whatever, something
Right.
like that. I'm willing, to take any comments on it. And he's complaining about why can't he say, like, do like she did, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything you want. But what do you have to lose if it goes south?
Mm.
Your job. Just because you can say something don't mean you have to say something.
Right.
Now, just from that, now he has all this negative publicity. If he had DM'd her directly, whatever comment she made, which was, I think, was subtle, it would have breezed over.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, she didn't say like, "Oh my God, it was horrible. It didn't have nothing. It was blank. It didn't have." No, she just said that was okay. This just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's all his opinion. But because it wasn't for me, doesn't mean it might not be for you and thousands of other people. I ate at, no, I won't say that one, but in New York at a restaurant there that everybody raved about. And I was there and I was like, I didn't know they was raving about it. But Something must be good about them because they've been in business for a long, long time. But anyway, yeah, he just made a mountain out of a molehill, and it just blew up in his face. And I bet one thing, I bet if he gets another job as a chef,
Ooh.
I bet he won't be talking about his right to speak, especially if he's at a place where he wants to be. He gonna keep his mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying, if you thought you was right, this is what right got you. No job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you was right though. You was right. You right with no job. That's it.
Right with no job. Oh my God. Woo, child. Well, you know what? There was plenty of ways he could have handled that better. But now he knows, right? And he actually had to say to himself, I should have just, I shouldn't have responded. But you a day late and a dollar short because you don't got no job. And it's horrible. But we're going to roll right into the next story where the halal food truck was caught catching a pigeon, and they're going to try to explain this. I don't think you can explain this for me. I'm good. One woman even said, I will not be eating there no more. Hello. So let's get into this. So New York halal food court worker caught food cart worker caught catching pigeon with bare hands, and they said beyond disgusted. Let me just make sure. Let me see where the video is. Okay, wait, here it is. Yeah, hold on. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see. Here we go. He went right on the truck. And he set them on purpose so that they could come to the area. Yikes. So that's foul. A Queens food truck worker captured a pigeon using a plastic bag and honestly brought it back to the cart, according to shocking viral footage of the incident. A commuter waiting for a bus spotted the worker feeding the birds next to the MS Halal truck near the Regal Center Mall on Queens Boulevard on December 29th. Oriana said she saw the man look around to see if anyone was watching and then tried to unsuccessfully grab one of the birds from a flock, at which point she started filming with her phone. Okay. The man tried again and managed to grab one, shoving it in the plastic bag and returning to the food truck, the footage shows. Oh my God, I can't believe what I just saw. The person filming it wrote in a social media post. I am beyond disgusted. She told the post after that, I saw him grab water and he was rinsing his hand and swishing water in his mouth. He was also sticking his fingers in his mouth and scrubbing his teeth with his fingers. I was shocked at what I was seeing, but I didn't record the rest, she said. Who said she reported the incident to the city Department of Health. The video received over 155,000 likes and 16,000 comments on different social media pages, including the New Yorkers and another community Instagram page. I will never eat there again. And after this, one person commented, he just ruined it for food carts, another one said. And that's one of the pages where the video was actually posted at. It's disgusting. Residents will report. It's disgusting after seeing that. I don't trust this or any other ones, said John C., a 39-year-old home health aide from Regal Park, gesturing to the different food carts lining the street. On Tuesday, a different worker operating an MS halal truck said the pigeon wrangler has since been fired. The boss saw the video and the same day told him he's out. Bangladesh native Mohammed Mola told the Post he's never coming back to our cart. But the 9-year cart veteran insisted the man who he said is from his home country and was just filling in at the cart, which sells items such as meat patties, not pigeon patties, burgers, pigeon burgers, and chicken or lamb, pigeon over rice, was simply trying to rescue a bird from whose legs got tied up, whatever. He claimed the bird was freed after the ordeal. In our country, everyone loves pigeons, said Mola 50. They take care of them. The law is different here, and he's new. He doesn't know the law here. Bangladesh is home to many pigeon farms and several different species of birds. According to reports, they are commonly revered for food as well as flying and racing. The health department visited the cart on Tuesday and found no evidence of pigeons or any other violation. Well, of course, they need to stop. They already skinned the pigeon. Tay, your thoughts? You want some pigeon over rice?
No, I don't. I don't want no pigeon. I ready to feed. I ready to pet the pigeon, not to capture it and put it in the food truck like he did. Dude, how you lost your mind? Because I sure ain't gonna eat over there ever. That's just plain nasty, gross. And you had a ball water to clean your hands and your mouth too. Ew, that's the disgusting and nasty. I hope that pigeon will be free.
Mm.
That's all, Diva.
Thank you, Katrina. Your thoughts? Not pigeon. This is a mess.
That pigeon free in the spirit world. That pigeon was on somebody's sandwich. I don't know. Oh my
That
God.
point. No, they got pigeon. No, that day he ran out of chicken. Somebody got some pigeon over rice. Get out of here.
Girl, that folks is great. That's why I don't eat everybody food. I don't eat everybody cooking. I don't eat. When I go to places, the first place I be looking for their score. I be looking for their score on their board because if that score below a 90 or not over less than an 8, no ma'am, I'm walking right on back out of there. I don't trust these people. These people do not be washing their hands. These folks be in there fighting over this food. They go outside, come back in, they don't wash their hands, fix these hamburgers, especially these young kids. No offense to any young kids out there, but I've seen young children work at McDonald's when I was doing like security or whatever. Their children go outside, come back in, play. No ma'am. But that's a shame. He out there sitting out there feeding the pigeons so he can pick the pigeon up himself, so he can pick the pigeons up himself and feed it to somebody else. This is ridiculous. If I'm coming to you and I want chicken, even though a pigeon is a bird, but I ain't talking about that type of bird, and you feeding me a a two-breast pigeon, and I'm thinking I'm getting chicken, I'm ending up sick. Don't know why I'm sick because I'm thinking I ate chicken, but I ate a pigeon. This is ridiculous and sad. And that little truck need to be taken off the street. Don't nobody else need to be working in that truck because ain't no telling what's inside that truck or what type of meat in there. No, ma'am. That truck need to be off the street while he talking about he fired that man. He probably was feeding them pigeons himself. I don't want nothing like that little truck. They need to be off the streets. And like you said, how are they going to the bathroom? Where they washing their hands? I know they have like little sinks and stuff in there, but I don't see no water flow up in there. I just can't do it. I can't do it. That's why I don't like eating that food from no state fair. I don't trust that stuff. I don't know who these people are and what they'll do. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But
And you
that's sad. That pigeon.
It's sad. But you want to know what's so wild? Like those state fairs and everything, that food be smelling so good.
And taste so bad.
But
Girl, because I
that's
be
what
wanting that
most
It
Polish
be
sausage.
feeling so good though.
I
it's
know it
so
smells
so
good.
good.
That Polish sausage and them onions and stuff. Yes, it smells real good, but it don't be tasting like nothing when you get it. And that's a sad situation. You done paid like $13 for a Polish sausage or $16 for a elephant leg, which is a turkey leg. But I'm just saying, you pay all that money, that stuff don't taste like nothing like it smells. So no, I learned my lesson. But that's all I got, Diva.
Thank you, Savannah. Your thoughts?
And this here is the good part of the internet and having um, accessibility and an opportunity to for everyday citizens to pull out their cameras and post these videos of incidents that we will never know about. In cities like New York and DC, where there are thousands of options to stop and get something to eat, it makes it easier for them to cut corners, to bypass health code laws and regulations, and it is just when I do go to like New York or even DC, I stay away from these types of eateries because I am curious and cautious about where do they go wash their hands or use the restroom, or and also place I don't know, it's just so weird. How much meat can you get off a pigeon? I don't get it. I mean, it's just, and in pigeons there's hundreds of thousands in New York. It's just that he picked something that no one would miss. It's just, oh my goodness. So these are having the opportunity to view these incidents online does help society and the culture and bring to light where folks are scheming and putting our health at risk, because they're bypassing um, it, oh gosh, just cleanly. This is so sad and so sick. It's
It
it's
is.
awful.
It's awful, but you know what? Not only that, let's be honest. He fed those pigeons for a reason because he wanted to catch one. He was claiming they tried to claim that something was wrong with the pigeon leg, and then they released it. No, that woman said he tried to catch one, he was unsuccessful, and then when he tried the second time, he got one. So he wasn't trying to help no pigeon with a broken leg. He need to stop. Julius, your thoughts?
Now, me and my homegirl Keisha in the chat, we gonna go to the fancy white people spot, and we gonna get us some lamb with some gravy, maybe some Worcester sauce. We gonna have that over rice, or some chicken over rice. You know that's what we gonna have over rice. We ain't having no bird. No pigeon. And I know I'm about to get chewed out for this, but listen, I love me a good fattening sausage from the state fair or some cheese fries. Okay, I'll shut up and stop because I'm showing my fat side. Anywho, I ain't eating no dang pigeon. Not an ounce of it. This foodie says no. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
Mm, mm, mm. Wayne, your thoughts?
Personally, based on what the person said, I think the guy was disgusting and unclean. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was getting pigeons and killing them to cook them. First of all, he'd have to get a whole lot of pigeons to be making some stews and all those patties, all that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think that if he was doing that, the garbage would smell to the high heavens. So personally, I don't think, I think he's disgusting. And I don't eat at those food trucks. I mean, I have, but it
Mm-hmm.
has to be something that's fried, dyed, laid to the side. If it was something on it, the grease killed it. I went to down here. We have a strawberry festival,
Mm-hmm.
and one year, me and my grandson went. It was the last day, and I don't eat beef and pork and like that, but I eat chicken, turkey, and fish and all that stuff. So they had some smoked turkey legs, two for the price of one. Okay, because I had my grandson. I said, "Oh, this be perfect," I said, Jordan, come on, come on. I said, you want some turkey leg? No, no, no. You know, he wanted to play and everything. I said, okay, but more for me. I woke up. I have never been that sick in my life. I had food poisoning. I just never been that. I couldn't believe it. I didn't eat turkey legs for 2 years. And when I did eat one, it was at Busch Gardens. I said, because if I get sick, I'm getting paid. That ended the festivals, all that stuff. Half the time when they have the state fair here, I don't even go. I'm not one of these ones to go try the food, all this stuff, because I'm leery. I go to a restaurant. If I ask them, you know, I'm real particular about my eggs. I always tell them, I said, well, you want eggs? Like, yeah, scrambled. I said, nothing moving. You know, she said, dry. I said, whatever y'all call it, long as it's nothing moving. I said, because if it is, I'm sending it all back. And I don't want any more because I think y'all going to do something to my food. So that's it. And I've done that. And they didn't come like that. I'm like, that's it. I don't want nothing. I'm scared they're going to spit in your food or something like that because they make people look at it as an insult.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was doing all that. I mean, it did look suspicious and stuff. But when you read the, you know, where he comes from, if all that's true about how they treat pigeons and things like that, it could be some cultural thing, you know. But I don't think he was in there chopping them up and feeding them to folks.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard
mean,
to convince you, right?
yeah, because I'm just like, why are you getting? You was determined to get this pigeon because you looked around and made sure nobody was looking. You went, you specifically put food out there so they can come. You had a whole plastic bag to catch it. I'm giving this thing the side eye. And okay, maybe he wasn't getting it to feed nobody, but maybe he was getting it to feed himself. Then they're going to talk about the inspection came, and when they came, there was no evidence of pigeons on there. Well, why would there be? They knew y'all was probably going to be coming. They need to stop. But let's roll into the next story. And the next story is this woman is suing a restaurant. I want to say this restaurant is in Jersey. Her story is sad, but unfortunately, things like this happens. And I just wish there was a way, like, when will this stop? I guess is my question. Like, this is crazy. So a former restaurant manager sues celeb chef David Burke over unbearable toxic work environment. Let me just pause this. A woman claims she was fired from celebrity chef David Burke's Red Horse restaurant after complaining about SH from a sous chef and an investor. Michelle, the former general manager at the Iron Chef place in Rumson, claimed in a lawsuit she was subject to an unbearable toxic work environment, rift with SH, gender discrimination, and retaliation, according to the Asbury Press. Now, this restaurant is in New Jersey. And that's it, the Red Horse by David Burke. I've never been, but I heard it's a pretty nice restaurant. So she claimed a sous chef named Raphael pestered her for dates and tried to kiss her before dragging her into one of the restaurant's bathrooms, releasing her only when someone else entered, the outlet reported. That's a shame. Another sous chef allegedly openly talked about her body parts with other workers, while an investor kissed her and offered her and another female employee cash for a S favor, the paper said. Sounds like that Don Jeffrey Madry over there at the NYPD. What is wrong with people? This is work. In September, she was apparently punched in the ribs while breaking up a fight between two customers, one of whom was brandishing a knife. She was fired in October after taking 3 days off to recover from a fever. She contended she contended this. Now the owner said this is not college. She claimed and told her and she claimed that the chef told her that, according to the outlet, it's not high school, it's not college, get over it. In other words, you sick, you still need to get to work. So that's David right there, that's the chef. The suit named Mach Rest LLC, which does business as Red Horse by David Burke, as well as Burke, the Asbury Park Press said. Burke, who makes regular television appearances, also has published cookbooks and sells his own signature flatware in cookware, could not immediately be reached by the Post. Burke told the Asbury Press Friday he has not seen the suit. He emphasized he personally wasn't accused of SH against the person suing him. I can tell you anything else, but remind you, it's an allegation, Burke said. We run a tight business, and we have many of them. This is something we have to sort through and unpack. So he's like, well, he said, listen, it's just an allegation right now, whatever. That's the way I'm taking that. Tay, your thoughts?
You just skip me on this one, Diva.
No problem. Katrina, your thoughts?
He did it. His sweaty face tail. I guarantee you, I don't even want his food. And I'm telling what he doing back there with the food. Because if he's gonna do that to a woman,
Well, wait. Let me just correct you, Katrina. She never accused the actual chef. She's saying his sous chef and another person in the restaurant are
okay.
the ones that harassed her
Oh,
that way.
I
But
apologize
she's
to him.
saying he fired her after only being out for 3 days because he told her to get over it.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, he had to do that. He's worse than the ones that tried to attack her.
That part.
Gonna fire me, and I'm sick. And how you gonna tell me to just get over something? Why you want me to come back up in there if I'm sick and I'm working around food? So
Mm-hmm.
no, that's ridiculous and sad. If I got a person that's sick, I don't want no sick person around selling my food. Then the customers get sick, then you get sued. So he got a problem as well. His sous chef and all the rest of them. It's just these people are crazy around this food. I don't get it. Like, why would you want if somebody's sick? Why would you even want them up in your building buying food? It's contaminating, and then you wonder why people have E. coli and all that other viruses and stuff. It's ridiculous and sad. And I hope she gets her job. I hope she sue them and get her job back because it was wrong for termination. How you gonna fire me up? I'm sick. That's crazy. That was wrong for termination. She need to get her job back and she need to sue them. And I hope she get all her money. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Katrina. Savannah, your thoughts?
So not only did they, because this is a serious, it's not only just SH. There was almost an attempted SA on
Mm-hmm.
this woman, and not by just one person. And you said that she had an incident in September, got sick, and was let go in October. So I question how long did she endure this type of behavior. I hope she saved documentation, has evidence, has witnesses, and gets her a damn good lawyer because this restaurant is about to be renamed. There's so many violations and red flags in this story. And not only and she was fired for being sick, which is also against the law. You can't do that. So she has so many um, instances here where she can win and be successful in a lawsuit and having some monetary gain. I just hope she has a very smart, astute lawyer that will get her everything that she is owed and due.
I feel the same way too. I actually feel really bad for her. Julius, your thoughts?
Sue the heck out of them. Get you a pit bull of an attorney. Hurl.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
Mine pretty much the same with everybody else. Sounds like she got a lawsuit and she needs to be compensated. and almost sound like she got, criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, if she talk about, SA and all that stuff, and she's bringing it up, so they, both things going.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't even want this job back. But I definitely I want my money. You gonna pay me, because she endured a lot. Now he pushed her in the bathroom, one of them. Then the other guy kissed her. Then they was talking about her body parts on the job. Yo, that restaurant is out of control. Out of control.
That's enough to make a person sick.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll into this last story. Trigger warning, because it's very sad. So let me first play the video. Let me just see if it'll come up.
Channel 11 exclusive right now at 5. A man charged with attempted homicide in the alleged brutal beating of a baby.
1-year-old Kai Brell has been in the hospital for several weeks now. The DA tells us the child was abused by the man who was supposed to be babysitting him. Channel 11's Kara Sapaida is in Washington County now with those new charges.
I talked to the district attorney today. He told me this 1-year-old boy has been in the hospital for 5 weeks recovering after the man who was supposed to be babysitting him allegedly assaulted him. Now, the DA overnight upgraded the charges to attempted homicide. Lyndon Henderson, already in the Washington County Jail on aggravated assault charges and endangering the welfare of a child, is now facing attempted homicide. First responders were called to this 3rd Street apartment complex in California Borough in late November, just a block and a half from the police department, for a toddler not breathing. 1-year-old Kai Brell was rushed to the hospital, put on a ventilator, suffered a stroke, traumatic brain injury, and extensive bruising to his body. Henderson, who was the mom's boyfriend, was babysitting him that day while she was at work, police say. After his arrest, Channel 11 spoke to the boy's paternal grandmother.
It wasn't good. He was on all kinds of machines. He was beat like a man. A man beat my grandson.
The Children's Hospital emergency room doctor said the brain injury sustained by the victim is 100% unequivocally the result of child abuse. On New Year's Eve, the district attorney upgraded the charges. He told us, "My office will always seek justice for victims. Children are innocent and are most vulnerable, and I will prosecute offenders who commit crimes against them vigorously and to the fullest extent the law allows." Henderson told police the child fell on the floor after spinning him in circles and placing him on the couch. He said the boy was smiling after the fall.
Like, they're messaging my family talking about he didn't mean it. He was only playing with him. He was like fighting him. No.
I did speak to the boy's mother today. This is obviously still a very difficult time for her, but she told me her son is showing signs of improvement. I know that is what so many people here in this community who have been praying for this young boy have been waiting to hear. In California Borough tonight, I'm Kara Sapaida, Channel 11 News.
So sad. Let me just share screen again. Hold on one second. So 1-year-old boy in medically induced coma after mom's boyfriend allegedly beat him like a man. The boyfriend, Lyndon Henderson, was arrested and charged with assault, but those charges have since been upgraded to attempted homicide. He was beat like a man. This is how the grandmother of the 1-year-old boy, Cabral, described the alleged incident that led to his hospitalization with a traumatic brain injury to Pittsburgh outlet. Cabral was admitted to the hospital on November 23rd after authorities found him unresponsive in the Pittsburgh apartment where his mother's boyfriend, Lyndon Henderson, was babysitting him, according to a criminal complaint obtained by the local outlet. The baby boy's unnamed mother told authorities that she left Cabral with Henderson, 24, while she was at work. And when she returned home to check on the 1-year-old, she found him unresponsive on the couch, according to the complaint. Cabral, who sustained a traumatic brain injury and multiple bruises, was rushed to the hospital. He also suffered a stroke and a broke, oh my God, and a broken neck vertebrae, and once admitted was placed on a ventilator because his brain was deprived of oxygen and swelling, according to the news. He was also since been placed on a feeding tube, and he is currently in a medically induced coma. After the November incident, Henderson was arrested and charged with assault, but those charges have been upgraded to attempted homicide. The Washington County District Attorney Jason Walsh told the news. My office will always seek justice for victims. Walsh told the outlet in a statement, children are innocent and are our most vulnerable, and I will prosecute offenders who commit crimes against them vigorously and to the fullest extent the law allows. At the time of the initial arrest, Henderson told officials that Cabral fell off the couch and onto the floor after he spun him around in circles and placed him on the furniture. Um, According to the official complaint, Henderson also told authorities that the 1-year-old had recovered and was smiling. In the same complaint, however, the baby's physician told officials that his brain injuries he suffered are 100% unequivocally the result of child abuse. Speaking to the news after visiting her grandson in the hospital, Carla Durrell, I'm sorry, one second, y'all. Carla Durrell, the baby's paternal grandmother, said it wasn't good. He was on all kinds of machines. He was beat like a man. A man beat my grandson. He didn't do anything, she added, of the 1-year-old. There was nothing possible he could have done to do this to him. Durrell also said that that she had known Cabral needed a babysitter. She and her son, the boy's father, would have happily obliged. Nobody else had to watch him, she told the news. We would have watched him. Henderson is currently being held in Washington County Jail under no bond, awaiting a court appearance later this month. Durrell told the news she hopes he stays there, saying, I don't believe he belongs out of jail. He belongs there. He belongs where he deserves, she added. He deserves to be in there. This is so incredibly sad. The little boy will never be the same. Tay, your thoughts?
I hope they lock him up forever.
Yeah.
And we see the picture of him. It look like he got no regret, no feelings, no nothing. It's like a happy evil smiling right there on his picture. If I was the mom, I would take my child to his grandparents, and that just this baby will never, like you said, Diva. This baby will never be the same ever, because this baby probably gonna need therapy. I hope he come through. And shame on that dude right there. Shame on him. Why? Because you didn't like kids? Or you got a problem with kids? Children are supposed to be protecting and loving, Diva.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring this no good man to your house and babysit your kid while you go to work. This is bad, just like the dad with the dolls that we talk about, Diva.
You are correct. Ooh.
That was terrible and that was horrible. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Tay. Katrina, your thoughts?
This is a learning point for all mothers, single mothers. Don't bring everybody around your children, because they can be P's, they can be R's, they can be anything. You don't know what they're doing to your child when you're not around. Just because they smile in your face and want you doesn't mean they want your child. And any man that doesn't love your child, they doesn't love you. And I can't wait to Big Bubba get him in that cell. I just can't wait, because when they found out what he did to a child, oh, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it bad. And I don't even think I know everybody's due process or whatsoever. For what? You did it. There's no, there's nobody was there but you. And you talking about you circling the baby around in a circle. So I guess he's trying to say the baby got dizzy and fell off the sofa. And then the baby smiled at him. But you didn't say you okay, and then the mom come home and the baby unresponsive. So you didn't check on the child ever since then? No. He don't even need a trial. He need to be locked completely up so Big Bubba can take care of him. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
I think the mother and or family needs to be questioned here as well. I don't think this is the first time that this so-called boyfriend
Mm,
has laid hands on this child, a baby. This is a monster, and the mother has some fault here for not vetting and who comes around her children, and for not protecting her children. So I think mothers who because I watch the Law and Crime network a lot lately, and there's a lot of these stories going on. They seem to be more and more frequent, where mothers are failing to protect their children for the sake of a man, a job, or just did not have that instinct of being a mother overall. So I think women also need to suffer some consequences for failing to protect their babies.
no, I'm hearing you. I hear you, Savannah. You're right. And that so I thought that was her mother at first. But she said me and my son would have took care of the boy if we knew that he needed a babysitter. This is a mess. Julius, your thoughts? And that boy is never going to be the same. He's not.
Diva,
'Cause
I'm
He's
God
not.
probably
only
gonna be a
knows
vegetable, Diva.
I
I'm
know
surprised he's not a vegetable.
he might be, and they're just not saying he's never going to, because they already put a feeding tube in him. And when she got there, he was unresponsive. God only knows how long he didn't have any oxygen to the brain. This is sad. Julius,
Di-
go ahead. I'm sorry. Your thoughts?
I'm gonna have to reframe.
No problem. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I'm not gonna give this gentleman oxygen. So my thing is just a prayer that, God make the possible, the impossible possible, grant him a miracle, restore his body, um, and just send angels to watch over him while he's in an induced coma. You know, that's all.
I like that. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. Listen, I will say this because, every now and then we get a story where we can have a teaching moment. And I would say, let's definitely take a teaching moment with this. Watch who you have around your kids. Watch who you have around your kids. There's no backseas on these things. 1 years old, and imagine what he went through and what he's still going through, and never going to be the same because of, this guy. And you want to, then you had the nerve, you punk, you wouldn't even call, you talking about he was smiling. You wouldn't even call like the ambulance. You wouldn't call 911. God only knows what time that mother got there in comparison to when the poor child suffered all of those injuries. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for being here. Sometimes we do have to throw in these rough stories because there needs to be a teaching moment. Stop letting anybody around your kids. I thank y'all for being here this Saturday night. We're on the fourth day of 2025. I hope all is going well for y'all so far. I'm sending love. Thank you, Natasha. I'm sending love and prayers for the mom and the baby. They need healing and recovery. Jesus fix it. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Wayne. Also, just very sad, y'all. Very sad. You know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, please hit it on the way out. I appreciate y'all for spending Saturday night with me. I heard Jersey, we supposed to start getting some snow tomorrow night into Monday. I hope we don't get snowed in. But I appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Good night, y'all.
Do that,